go get him again.
Welcome back to the Robzoe channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Cristiano Ronaldo. A first on my channel, not a first in celebrity. Actually, we've been doing quite a bit of celebrity fragrances. I don't see any on the docket in the near future. I think this is probably close to the last one. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything planned. Ronaldo has a huge line, big name, of course. It's kind of like just recently I did Paris Hilton. Like I introduced the Paris Hilton fragrance to my channel. I did a Britney Spears one. I think it was called Fantasy. So we got two introduced celebrity brands, and this is the third one. Now, celebrity brands are hit and miss. They had a really bad reputation in the 90s. They were bargain bin, straight up, straight away. Things have gotten a little bit better. They utilize all-star perfumiers. They start, there's some that surprise you. Like even like Michael Jordan Legend, which was an older fragrance, used Roussel as the perfumier, his old familiar lavender. But that was a okay scent for bargain bin. So Ronaldo in the community gets some love from the bargain hunters, which there's nothing wrong. This one called Legacy, by the way. I didn't properly introduce it. Never heard of this. I know that he has some bottles. I've never heard of this line, this Legacy line. I can't wait to delve into it. It looks classy as far as the box goes. It is made in the UK. Made by Eden Perfumes, which I've never heard of as well. Probably, maybe his brand, maybe. So let's take a look at it. It was released in 2015, so it has some years behind it. So if if I seem like a fragrance reviewer that you'd like to subscribe to, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I do hit sometimes celebrity fragrances from time to time just to see. Some people can deem me a niche head or an indie head, but as you can tell beside me, it's not my whole collection, but a lot of designers as well. I will go in the bargain bin. I will also go in the female aisle as well. So I'm all over the place. I'm doing a lot of unboxings lately because I'm doing a mega haul from Fragflex. Is the returned product, which opens up my palette, to be quite honest, on fragrances and brands that I would never really spend my, like, this is not even close to even, like, I got a huge hit list in regards to what I want to smell, sample, things like that. And this is definitely not on the radar at all. Zero. It's in the fog somewhere. I didn't even know that this existed. So this 10 to 20 minutes that I'm going to spend with you, probably 10, helps out somebody perhaps and improves my palate. So now I have smelled Ronaldo fragrance. So let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one and let's unbox it, of course. Now the notes themselves, there's some herbs, there's some spices. It's actually all over the place. A lot of florals. There's green apple notes, so there's fruit. There's orris root. There's ambre gris. So those are two notes. Those are high-end notes, we'll say. I highly doubt that there's ambre gris in here. It's probably ambroxan or something like it. And orris root can be put in, quite cheaply in fragrance, depending. And there's obviously different types. So let's unbox this one and let's see what I can get. The notes behind this is Olivier Péchot, off Paco Rabanne 1 Million fame, if I'm correct. Yeah. This did not this did not work well. I'm gonna have a Jeremy fragrance special here. Yeah, that's what happened. So why I'm laughing is because the cap, I could tell already that what's surrounding the crimp here, you can see the crimp of the atomizer is stuck in my cap. So probably a good reason why it was returned. I'm not going to put any real effort into it. It does have a little bit of weight to it. The bottle, not looking at the crimp here, looks kind of classy, to be quite honest, like black gold. Love the look of it. The font's good. bottle looks great. I like the gold on the side. It has ripples to it. Feels good in my hand. Very classy. I like this. I like the way this is looking. Let's get into it. Let's put it on strip first, and then I'll put it on skin, obviously. So atomizer, we've seen better days. Not a bad atomizer. Not the worst. Not the best either. So let's sniff out Ronaldo's Legacy. Well, his legacy in football is going to be a lot better than this one. This is this has written all over it bargain bin scent off the top. It smells very generic, synthetic, herbs, spices. It's got some warmth to it. Cinnamon is something I'm catching immediately. It has a very generic, soapy lavender. A bad lavender ruins scents for me. Just to note, just to help you out as who I am in a fragrance reviewer. Bad lavenders smell like fleecies, like dryer sheets, or something like that. To me personally, there's a lot of cleaning products in Canada that utilize lavender all across the world, but it was very primary in my household, even when I grew up, and a bad lavender really generates that idea to me, which is funny because one of my favorite fragrances of all time when growing up as a teenager into university, Le Male was one of my favorite fragrances, which is heavily influenced with lavender in it. Not one of the best lavenders, but very well blended by the master perfumier, Francis K. There's a little apple in here too. Already, it's making me think of like a poor man Boss Bottled. It smells like a poor rendition of Boss Bottled. So let's put it on skin and see what I get. But there is some Boss Bottled flankers that I do not like. And this kind of smells in that section of that. You know, a lot of their recent flankers and some of their darker flankers are pretty good. But there is some that I own in my collection. Oh, this is synthetically allowed right now. Yeah, that green apple note, and oh, that's not meshing very well. I oversprayed that one. Okay. Yeah, so you're thinking Boss Bottled just because of the apple and the cinnamon mashup. There's no vanilla in here in the note breakdown, so it's kind of missing that piece. But that connection is there, but it's not in the same ballpark. I would 100%. If you like this, you're probably gonna like Boss Bottled. If you've never smelt Boss Number 6 or Boss Bottled, go try that one out. It's available almost everywhere, but it smells like a really bad flanker of Boss Bottled, like really rushed. And you know, there's a little cedar here. Cedar's okay, but it's synthetic to a fault. Lavender is not good at all, which is almost a primary. The cinnamon's okay. The green apple is synthetic to a fault, and the blending in here is off. It really is very muddled as a scent. There's not a connection. And an all-star perfume like this, and I know, like, you can have the best resume in the game, but if you have a creative director in a brand that's cheapening out, or they don't want to use certain things, or you know, they really want to go bottom of the barrel, doesn't matter who your nose is, it's not going to be very good. Ambre Gris, Orris Root, none of those premium notes are, I'm smelling any of those in here. So it's more of a, you know, more about green apple, lavender, cedar. There is some florals, but I'm not getting like there's they list peony in here now. Orris, no. Bergamot, no. A little bit of sage. So there's a little bit of herbal connection, but not much, man. It's not really doing much here. So it's really primary is the Boss Bottled kind of theme. Missing, like, stripped down and poorly done. So I'm assuming, that's my assumption, that I've seen a lot of these Ronaldos in the bargain bin, and that's clearly where this goes. This is where this belongs. If you're just starting your journey, you like cheapies, you're into, not really into fragrances as much as a guy like me, you might find this pleasant. If you're getting this a bargain bin, like 20 bucks, that would be my like my threshold for this. 20, done. If it's 24.99, no, I would not buy it. It's not good enough for that. 12.99, like that's a good price for this. It just isn't speaking to me. In the bargain bin, and you know, some people will be like, well, your nose is up in the air. No, the bargain bin is a place where you can find jewels. You do have to dig. You do have to do your research. You have to know your own nose. But a guy like me is here to tell you that this product is inferior to things that are in the bargain bin, first of all. And second of all, the recipe that's being used here, and the thing is that what I'm trying to tell you is the blending's off on this thing. It's very scratchy. None of the notes are really speaking to me, and I'm trying to give you something that is not really that much more expensive, depending on region. Boss Bottled in some regions is expensive for some reason, and it's been out for, it's old. So in some other regions, you spend an extra 20, 30 bucks, and you're going to feel the difference. And that's where I come into play. It really just smells like a bad Boss Bottle flanker that got discontinued. That's what it smells like. Yeah. So you can find this one at fragflex.com. I'm interested to see how much it is over there at Fragflex, which is obviously where I got this. Be aware that I don't know if I'm the only one. If you want to bottle this, please let us know. Sometimes these are faults on bottles that brands do cheapen out on the collar here. That gets stuck into the cap, and that can be a fault of cheapening out, not testing it out, not doing it correctly, and that's what happens. So I'd love to see, of course, your comments in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? I don't, I'm not looking for cosigns. If you love this stuff, tell us why. Those are things that I love seeing in the comments below. You don't have to agree with me. I absolutely keep the comment section open for good, bad, and even ugly. If you want to say this is garbage in all caps, go ahead. I'm going to leave it up. If you're going to say this is an absolute stunner, and this is the reasons why, it's been my signature scent for 2-3 years, go ahead. Have at her. By the way, Fragflex, I do have a code, TFG10. You get 10% off if I didn't say it. Go check out Fragflex. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Now, if you're talking about, celebrity bargain bin stuff, definitely choose your scent wisely. There's a lot of stuff out there that's fugazi. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.